This story begins with Abel, a famous actor who no longer enjoys life under the spotlight. Even though he's a well-known star, he feels increasingly frustrated. He's followed everywhere, criticized in the media, and pressured into doing commercials he personally considers trash. His manager keeps telling him that all big actors do that kind of work. Abel is tired of pretending. One day, after filming one of those ads, he stops at a restaurant to grab a drink. There, he's served by Marion, a young waitress who clearly seems to be going through a rough time. When she briefly looks at her phone, Abel assumes she's secretly recording him. He freaks out, accuses her of invading his privacy, and demands to speak to the manager. Marion tries to explain, but no one listens. The situation escalates so quickly that Marion ends up getting fired. Upset and frustrated, she leaves while complaining about how unfair it all was. Abel is left with a bitter feeling, like he's done something wrong. When he sees her outside, he decides to follow her in his car. At first, Marion refuses to get in, but eventually agrees since the bus won't come for a while. On the ride, Abel tries to apologize. He admits he doesn't trust people and always fears being betrayed. Marion shows him no sympathy. She treats him like anyone else, completely unimpressed by his fame. When they reach her building, Abel looks for an excuse to extend the encounter, pointing out that his shirt is dirty from the incident. He asks if he can come in to clean up, and she reluctantly agrees. Inside, Abel gets startled by Marion's dog and asks her to put it away. While she does, he starts opening up about his personal struggles. It's obvious he needs someone to listen, but Marion isn't too interested, at least not until he mentions that his girlfriend left him for someone else. Marion herself is going through a rough divorce, and that creates a connection between them. They both find comfort in knowing they're not the only ones carrying wounds. Just as things calm down, Abel gets a call from his agent telling him he needs to rush to an interview. But before he leaves, Marion's ex-husband suddenly shows up. He owns the apartment, barges in without warning, and starts yelling at her. Nervous, Marion hides Abel in the bathroom with her dog. From there, he hears the man verbally abusing her. He can't take it, so he comes out, pretends to be Marion's new boyfriend, and puts the guy in his place. Humiliated, the ex leaves. Abel says goodbye to Marion and rushes off to his interview, already running late. Later that evening, at Marion's parents' house, her whole family watches Abel's interview on TV. Her sister gushes about how handsome he is, while Marion stays quiet, though she can't help but smile a little. During the broadcast, Abel announces live that he's seeing someone and that he's in love. Nobody knows who he's talking about, but his agent notices the public's reaction and sees it as the perfect PR move. He immediately starts planning to hire an actress to pose as Abel's girlfriend. But Abel doesn't want to fake it with just anyone. He believes Marion might be the right person. When he goes to find her, she happens to be at her niece's birthday party. Without thinking twice, he offers to entertain the kids, and surprisingly, he's great at it. Marion's sister Estella recognizes him right away. The kids' parents are excited too. Everyone is thrilled by his presence except Marion. She stays firm, unimpressed by his celebrity status. To her, Abel is just another man, and she isn't looking to fall in love. When the party ends, Marion thanks him for his help by making him an omelet. Abel is blown away by how good it tastes, and she jokes that if she ever opens a restaurant, she'll put it on the menu with his name on it. Abel seizes the moment to flirt a little. He tells her she's different, that he feels out of place in show business, and that's why he sees something special in her. He asks her out, but Marion firmly says no. She tells him she has too many problems, and this isn't the right time to start anything. Before leaving, Abel writes his number on a pumpkin and gives it to her. Marion smiles but holds her ground. Her sister can't understand why she turned him down, but Marion insists a relationship between them wouldn't work. Days later, Abel agrees to meet an actress named Adeline to stage a fake romance. They go out, have fun, and it all seems to work until he gets a message from Marion inviting him out. Without hesitation, he drops everything and goes to her. To avoid the paparazzi, Abel hides in the car while his assistant drives. They pick up Marion and take her to the set where Abel is filming his next movie. She's amazed by the atmosphere, the production, and everything that surrounds the life of an actor. Wanting to prove he's not a coward, Abel decides to perform a dangerous stunt without using a double. At first, everything seems fine until he falls off a horse and gets hurt. He ends up in the hospital, sore and frustrated, convinced his career might be at risk. Marion stays by his side through the whole ordeal, calming him and taking care of him. Abel grows paranoid, uncomfortable about being in a public hospital, but she keeps him steady. Eventually, the doctors confirm it's nothing serious, just a bruise with no lasting damage. When they leave the hospital, Abel runs into his ex's new boyfriend, who also happens to be an actor. Abel pretends everything is fine, but inside he feels uneasy. He immediately calls his agent and asks to be signed up for an audition. He wants to reclaim his place in the film industry. Marion listens and thinks this is all about ego, about competing with his ex's new man. Abel tries to explain that his lifelong dream has been to win a major award, and this movie could be his chance. She's not fully convinced, but she keeps her thoughts to herself. That same day, Marion finds out her ex has evicted her. When Abel hears about it, he offers her a place to stay. He tells her not to worry. She can sleep in the guest room until she figures things out. And just like that, without planning it, they start living under the same roof. Sharing a home completely changes their dynamic. Abel begins to discover a sense of peace he's never known, while Marion gradually feels more comfortable in an environment free of pressure. Even though they sleep in separate rooms, living together brings them closer than either expected. One night over dinner, Abel mentions he'd like to meet Marion's parents. She's caught off guard but agrees. He shows up at her family's house late, but with flowers and a charming attitude. Everyone warms up to him, even her father, who was skeptical at first. During dinner, Abel says he's about to audition for a new movie. He speaks with excitement but doesn't share many details. What he doesn't say is that the lead actress chosen for the film is his ex-girlfriend, Lena. Marion finds out later, and though she tries to hide it, the news unsettles her. Abel reassures her there's nothing going on, that it's strictly work. Marion believes him, but she still feels uneasy. Even so, she supports him, and they keep spending time together as if nothing happened. Between walks, homemade dinners, and silly jokes, their bond grows strong. When the movie premiere arrives, Abel asks Marion to come with. His agent arranges everything, sending her to a team of stylists who dress her in an eye-catching outfit. Marion doesn't feel comfortable in it, but she goes along for his sake. The red carpet is packed photographers and flashing camera. Marion feels out of place, surrounded by celebrities, but does her best to stay calm. Everything seems fine until Lena shows up. She greets Abel warmly and chats with him in a friendly way. Nothing inappropriate happens, but it still stirs something inside Marion. After the screening, Marion grabs a drink at the bar while Abel talks to the press. That's when Adeline, the actress who once pretended to be his girlfriend, approaches her. With a mocking tone, she makes comments that spark doubt in Marion's mind. Adeline tells her that she too was the fake girlfriend, that the public romance Abel put on was all part of the show, and that Marion is probably just the replacement of the moment. She doesn't say it in a cruel way, but her words cut deep. Hurt and confused, Marion leaves the party without saying goodbye. She feels betrayed, like everything has been a lie. Abel's agent runs after her, trying to explain that it was all her idea, that she was the one who came up fake girlfriend plan, not Abel. She begs Marion not to throw away something so real over a misunderstanding. Shortly after, Abel shows up, thrilled with the news that he's just landed a leading role. Marion forces a smile, but deep down she's still full of doubts. She chooses to stay quiet though, and continues to support him, standing by his side. For the next 2 months, Abel films scene after scene with Lena. They spend a lot of time together, but Abel stays true. He's focused on his work and on his relationship with Marion. She knows this, and even though insecurity sometimes creeps in, she chooses to trust him. One day, Marion has her driving test. She asks Abel to watch her dog, Claudine, while she's gone. Abel agrees, but in the middle of shooting, he loses track of the dog. When Marion calls to say she's on her way back, Abel admits Claudine has gone missing. Panicked, Marion cancels her test, races across the city, and even calls her ex to help her look. Hours later, they finally find the dog safe and sound. Her ex apologizes for all the pain he caused in the past, and while Marion has no interest in getting back together, she appreciates the gesture. Later, Marion plans a surprise for Abel, a week-long trip for just the two of them. But when she tells him, he says he can't go. There's a wrap party for the film. Marion is crushed. She can't understand why there's never time just for them. They get into a heated argument. Marion accuses him of putting everything, his career, his image, his obligations, above their relationship. Abel snaps back that he's exhausted, that he needs space, and that he can't handle all the pressure. Tired of always being second place, Marion ends things. She moves back into her old apartment, the one she got back after her divorce. Abel tries to move forward too. He's back in magazines, and there are even rumors he's reunited with Lena, though nothing is confirmed. But the truth is, Abel can't stop thinking about Marion. He texts her every day, but she never replies. She's focused on her new project, opening her own restaurant. For the first time, Marion is betting on herself and finally making her dream come true. On the night of the SAGA Awards, Abel is nominated for the very first time. While the world is waiting for his arrival, he's on his phone, scrolling through Marion's post announcing the grand opening of her restaurant. Without hesitation, he takes off his tuxedo jacket, gets out of the car, and heads straight to her place. Marion is stunned when he walks in. She asks if he's lost his mind, if he's really going to miss the ceremony for this. Abel simply tells her the only thing that matters is right in front of him. She tries to keep her cool but can't. She lets him stay and even help in the kitchen. Abel throws on an apron, serves tables, takes orders, and cooks alongside her. By the end of the night, Marion realizes he's skipped the ceremony completely. At the very moment he might be called up for his award, she refuses to let it happen. She drags him into her car and drives him at full speed to the event. Abel makes it just in time, rushing onto the stage. When his name is announced as the winner of the SAGA for Best Actor, the entire room erupts in applause. In his speech, he thanks his team, his lifelong friend, and then her, Marion. He says that thanks to her, he finally understands what really matters, that success isn't a trophy or applause, but having someone to share life. Afterward, he runs off the stage and out of the building. Marion is waiting for him. They embrace, they kiss. No more masks, no more pretenses, no more appearances, just the two of them living in the moment.